life in quarantine. I mean, how are
Hi.
you doing? It's so nice to finally connect with you, by the way.
I know. I missed you the last time you were on stage.
I know. And now it looks
Was
like
that
I
when
have
you? Is that when we were doing the
the
the?
Noir episode.
Yes, the Noir episode. Yes, that's right. That's
And
right.
we came for the musical episode as well, but I don't think you were shooting that day either.
Yes, I have a musical episode's fun. I have an interesting little dance, and it's very sexy.
Oh my
Let's
gosh,
just say,
he's dancing?
let's
Sexy
just say, yeah, let's just say I channel a bit of Rihanna and Beyonce. That was going through my mind when I was doing it.
Yes. Oh my gosh, that is amazing. I definitely want to come back to that, but I just want to check on you first of all. How are you doing emotionally, physically? What's life like right now for you?
Oh my gosh, I'm totally, completely, absolutely fine. Listen, I'm one of the privileged people that, I have a nice home and a backyard and I have space, and I work in a profession where it's not 9 to 5, and I don't live, week to week. So I acknowledge my privilege in that sense. And I think this is a lot harder for example, my neighbor who's across the street, Cindy, and she's a nurse and she is on the front lines, and she is separating herself from her husband and their 1-year-old and living in the basement while she's going to work. So in the scheme of things, I mean, realistically, like, I'm totally, great. I mean, the thing that's been frustrating about this whole situation is more that people aren't doing their part by staying home.
Yeah.
For me. So I actually took my son out of school 3 weeks, so almost 4 weeks ago, because I could see this coming. My husband and I, I stay on top of like world news, and I'm from South Africa, and South Africa wasn't impacted by Ebola, but Africa is the continent, Western African countries were, and so I've seen what a virus can do to a country and a people, and how it can impact day-to-day lives. So we were very proactive very early on, and I was trying to talk to my friends, I think the thing about this whole situation is people in America, North America, Europe, like, for the most part, in modern day, like, hasn't lived through something like this or experienced something like this. And then there was a great article in GQ where the writer, I forget her name, I started following her, I'm so sorry, but Google it. It talks about American individualism and how it's dangerous for people, because you have this idea of like, don't tell me what to do, even if it means it's the best thing for me and everyone else. I want to feel free. And I'm like, come on, this is not the time for any of that. This is a community, a global community coming together to support our first responders and our medical staff in each respective country. And the least we can do, I mean, we're stuck at home with Wi-Fi and Instagram and a cell phone. Like, we're not being called to war,
Exactly.
Yeah.
And
So
my heart really, yeah.
the long-winded answer is I'm good.
What is kind of the best part and maybe the most challenging part about your living situation right now? I mean, are you guys getting a ton more family time in, and walk me through that?
we're getting a ton of family time in, and especially with my son. I mean, he's loving it because he's like, yeah, mama and papa home, this is great.
How old is he now?
He is 2 and 8 months.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so he's really enjoying it. I think it's more a struggle for him because he misses his friends and he's used to like that daily kind of preschool stimulation. But we just got him a little trampoline, and I bought a bunch of like games for us to do together. And we have 2 dogs, so he runs around the backyard with the dogs. So yeah, I mean, it's great family time, but also I have time I'm writing a feature with my writing partner, so we've been focusing on that. And then developing another project, which would be a television show. So it's I'm using the time to attend to parts of my life that while you're filming, it's really hard to juggle both. And then every day, my trainer Paolo Machetti and I, so he trained me for my 2 women's health covers and like helped me get back in shape post baby. And he also trains Tom as well as Kevin. And we've been doing live workouts.
Her co-stars on Lucifer.
Yeah. So we've been doing live workouts on Instagram Live, so people can join in. And
join? Can I join?
Yeah.
Okay.
Please join. Like we do it usually like between 10 and 10:15 every day, and it's for an hour. And we're trying to get people to like the mental health of this. I think is really important to talk about, because like I said, I'm in a nice house with a nice backyard, but I feel for those people in New York, for example, that are in like 600 square feet or smaller, and it's tough, so working out for me is always a good way just to like get those endorphins going and get my mind straight. So Paolo and I wanted to just share it with the fan base and people. And I don't know, we're kind of, when I work out, I'm really goofy and weird. So I'm like, if it makes people happy and they get fit at the same time, that's great. That's fine.
Yeah. It's the little things right now that matter,
Exactly.
I do want to talk to you about Lucifer, obviously, because I imagine you guys were kind of in the home stretch of filming, right? So how does that affect production?
We were about halfway through the finale episode of the season, so not ideal, but you know what, I am so incredibly proud of my producers and then my studio, Warner Brothers, for taking the action that they did. I was really proud to because I was talking to my entertainment lawyer at the time about like what would happen in the industry, and he said, well, Lucifer, from what I hear from the studio, had become like the model show in terms of precautions. So they had not just Purell, but like mobile hand washing stations everywhere. Our props were getting wiped down, our handles to all our trailers, like that kind of stuff. But that's only going to take you so far when you have like a 400 or 500 person crew, So I think it was probably a really tough decision for them. But we are so lucky because 99% of our show was shot. So, if they're going to air they can still air the first 8 episodes. And I imagine I don't know, but I imagine it's probably going to be around the same time when we aired the last season. So maybe May, June. And so we're covered, but there's so many shows who, there are 3, episodes into their season, or pilots who now, it's kind of going to fall away. And in that, my heart goes out to, the below the line people, the crews, and those actors who booked their first pilot, and like, I remember that feeling. And it's really tough. But like I said, this is supposed to feel uncomfortable and, this time, because I think nothing that was ever great in history that made a real positive change for humanity and the world ever felt great. And I think people just have to remember that.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, this is supposed to feel like an overreaction so that it doesn't get to the point, of Italy, for example.
And I'm glad people are starting to really take this seriously. I'm glad, though, that you said, so you still think that we're going to get the first half of the season on time?
I think so. I have no idea what
ADR sessions and stuff like that.
Yeah, like ADRs, it's easy to do. You have an engineer in the back, and then you're the single person that goes in. So in that respect, I think we've ADR'd everything for the first 8, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, listen, again, Netflix is also completely new territory. They're seeing crazy probably viewerships, and they're like,
I know.
What do we do? Like, how do we, navigate this? So, and I think they also know that they are helping, by having all this content available. So I'm hoping that we can stick to our same timeline and keep fans happy and maybe give them some escapism from all of it, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. Like we talked about earlier, I have talked to a lot of your cast about what's going on in season 5. What can you tell us about Maise's journey? Like, where is she at when things pick back up?
Oh my gosh. So
I know you guys shot it a while ago.
I know. I'm like,
Those
that's
episodes.
like 16 episodes ago. I think she is in a bit of denial. I mean, she's heartbroken, you know, as we've all been there, and I think she throws herself into work, and so you see her with Chloe a lot because I think their stories are kind of mirroring each other, and they're leaning into each other as girlfriends do, and as you guys all know, Eve does eventually come back, and there's all kinds of drama.
Yes.
But I will say, for me as an artist and as the person, you know, as the actress who's played this character for 5 years, this is by far my best work as an artist. I think, like, they really, you know, gave her some fantastic storyline and themes and ideas to explore. There's even there's great scenes with DeeDee, which I think a lot of that storyline with the Manny deal, it's sort of, you're not sure, like, are they ex hookups or friends or where are they at, you know? And there's a really good scene with DeeDee, actually, that if you remember. By the
way, DeeDee plays a Menadiel.
Yeah, DeeDee plays a Menadiel, Lucifer's brother, and if you've been a fan from season 1, you'll know that exact scene because it's a great recall to the first season. And then I do incredible work with Kevin too. Oh my gosh, he's so good this year. And our musical episode, as I said, is super fun. So yeah, I do some sexy dancing in that. Yes. And I sing with Tom in the Noir episode. So do a duet.
That's right.
Yeah. So I got to really flex and do things with Mazikeen that I haven't done before. You know, and I think too, having the freedom for the writers to write a show for Netflix, you know, fully knowing, because last year it was great, but we were like, with Fox canceled, picked up, so it was like rejigged, you know. And this now I feel is like the pure Netflix version of our show, and it's so damn good. I'm so excited for everyone to see it.
I'm so excited. You mentioned a lot of scenes with DB and some callbacks from season 1. So do things turn romantic for them?
No. I think that's fair to say no. But okay. But I think Aaron Kyle, I am not going to get myself into drama here. No, I think what you will appreciate is at the end of that is, you know, you have the angel and the demon, which by default they're supposed to be on opposing sides, right, and teams, but both of those characters have evolved and had to, by pure force, explore their humanity. And so in that you see this blossoming of like a new relationship between these two, and it's really beautiful. I was really looking for the closure with those two, you know, as the actress. Yeah.
What about her friendship with Lucifer? I mean, I know it starts off rocky, but then it comes back. So how do you feel about their friendship this season?
I think the thing to remember about those two is they are forever connected. Forever. Like, they have experienced so much. And there's a really fun scene, which is kind of heartbreaking too, but fun for the fans who are the purists who wanted to see like those two, the Maze and Lucifer characters, maybe like the old school versions of them, but they have to go through that journey too.
What's heartbreaking about it?
I can't tell you.
Come on,
you're good.
Quarantine.
You're not that good.
Give us something. Okay, how about this? we do know that we're gonna meet God finally this season. So does Maze get to interact with God, and if so, in what capacity?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Dennis Haysbert is just a gorgeous actor, and there's really great work between these two characters. I can say that she goes to him and asks him for something huge.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
What brings God sort of into the fold this season? Like, why is he finally showing up?
I don't know. His kids are acting the fool on Earth. He's like, time to check, y'all.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
People only pray when going wrong. So
yeah. You've given us so many good teases. Is there like a Maze moment that you're really excited for people to get to watch in the first half of season 5?
Yeah. She deals with one of her big family, like, you know how people can carry around like hurt from a family experience, like, you know, and she is confronted with having to deal with something that is the ultimate betrayal that I can't go into too much detail, but and it's really challenging for her, and she will carry that throughout the season, like almost toward the end. And that hurt, even though it's present day, is tied into the noir episode. Like, the noir episode is really Mazikeen's story.
Oh wow. Okay. I'm so excited about that.
I know.
Is there anything in the romance department lined up for Maze? I feel like people like her with Eve.
You know, I mean, I think she's at the end of the season, like, she makes a decision that is the best for her, but she goes through that breakup, her trying other things. She then has to confront the ex, and by the end of it, she makes a decision that's the absolute best thing for her and the character moving forward. Yeah.
When I talked to your other castmates, they all talked about the finale and how it's going to end and how fans are going to feel. I'm curious what your reaction is to that. And now there's, of course, well, we'll get to that in a second. I'll let you answer that one.
Yeah, the finale is huge. It's like, I think the general feeling for people will be throughout this season is like a constant, almost angst. Like, the next one, I just need to make sure that's fine. Oh, this happened. Like, you know, like it's, and then the finale is like the complete, like, explosion of all those things that we experienced for the season. But it is like, we're all in it. And there are a lot of scenes with all of us together, which I think is really nice, because you rarely get to see like the full 7 of us, you know.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah. You guys always all kind of like,
exactly. It's always like, you know, the police detectives are there, and then Lucifer's there with his brother, and then it's Maze is here with Linda, or you know, whoever. So yeah, it's huge. It's huge. Yeah. There was one scene that was going to take like 5 days to shoot.
And you guys haven't shot that one yet?
No, so that's something that was, you know, part of the work that we had halfway through that episode. Yeah.
Are you guys all communicating? I know you guys are all such good friends. Are you on text message right now? Are you staying?
Oh my God, they're texting me as I'm talking. They're like on this like chain.
What are they saying? Give us a glimpse into it.
Lauren asked me where she could get toilet paper.
That's amazing.
I know, and you know, we're having a laugh. I mean, our threads are pretty funny, but also, you know, people are being informative about like what's happening, and I think it's, you know, I think we all just are just like happy to not to be in the position that we're in. We're just grateful, that we finished most of our season and that we have this time now. But it's sort of like, it's crazy. It's just so uncertain,
Yeah, exactly.
with everything. But yeah, they're doing good. I think DeeDee's loving it because he's an introvert. He's like, this is my jam. I'm good. Like, if I never have to see the world.
Yeah, I feel that.
I'm fine.
I do.
Yeah.
I know you don't know the answer to this, but there are reports that maybe season 5 won't be the end. Would you like to see the story continue if it were up to you?
Sure. I love my job, and I do feel like it would be fun to explore, especially considering where we end off in season 5. That being said, too, I feel like our show is peaking, and I don't want it to. I want us to end on that, like, bam, that was amazing. So sure, I would like to, and I know there are rumors, but listen, I go by one really important rule in this business: unless I am standing in line for catering or in that makeup chair, I don't know. So I don't know, but that's the nomadic life of being an actor.
Does it end on a bit of a cliffhanger? Like, would it make sense to continue?
Totally. Mm-hmm.
Ah.
Huge.
I cannot wait to watch this. I'm so excited.
Huge.
Yeah.
Huge. You guys don't even know what's coming in.
Fans are going to be happy.
And I will say too, I do one of my most brutal fights, and I had a lot of input in the choreography and the and Jason Ning wrote the episode, and Ildi Modrovich directed the episode. She's also our showrunner, and it's one of Maze's. It's the most brutal fight. Like, you're gonna see Mazzy King from hell.
Wow! So she's really bringing the heat.
But this season, it's like fight my body. Like, I was working out this morning with people. I'm like, listen, guys, I have a shoulder injury. My push-ups are not that great. It's from all my fighting and punching with my right hand. So yeah, I think this is probably a good time for me to, like, nurse some old injuries, in quarantine, and if we do get a season 6, I'll be in much better shape. Yeah.
Amazing. Well, I hope you guys get season 6. I can't wait for season 5. Before I let you go, we do want to do a little rapid fire with you, if that's okay.
Sure.
Okay. So, your go-to quarantine snacks and food.
Oh, popcorn. Usually a banana in the morning because I don't really have big meals. Kombucha.
Ooh.
And I do this, like, vegan, like, all-in-one, like, protein shake. I know, I'm boring. I'm not, like, a huge foodie.
No, I mean, you said popcorn, and I was like, got them right back.
Yeah, I actually found this amazing sriracha flavored popcorn, which I was like, what?
Yeah,
yes.
Popcorn's the way to go. Okay, what shows are you binging right now?
So I just finished. It's a little tricky with the 2.5-year-old at home, by the end of the day. Shout out to actually all the teachers, preschool teachers who do this with, like, 18 kids in the classroom, because I don't know how y'all do it, and you deserve $1 million a week. But right now I just finished Dirty Money on Netflix. I love documentaries. Mm-hmm. So Dirty Money. What else did I watch? I watched The Other Guys for a little bit of a laugh. So I do love that movie. I've been catching up on Watchmen. And what was the other thing I just watched? Oh, I finally finished Succession. Yeah.
Obsessed with Succession.
Obsessed.
Yeah.
So good.
It's so good. Anything on your list of things to watch next? Are you planning that out yet?
Yes, Killing Eve. and 1917, I haven't seen yet. My Oscar, those are my two immediates, like right now.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I have a list.
Any hobbies that you've taken up while in quarantine?
Disinfecting my house. Listen, it's never looked better and more organized. I've been reorganizing my son's closets. I am just, little Martha Stewart back here, or Mary Kondo, I should say.
Yeah.
But cooking, I get to cook again because, with my hours, I don't. So my husband's really enjoying that because he loves my cooking.
Yeah, that's I think what we're all doing. We're like getting to cook.
Yeah, right.
Be creative in the kitchen. It's fun. And then the last one is, what's your current live-in outfit? Like, are you sweats all day?
Ooh, okay, let me show you, because if you guys don't have this, it is from Lunia. Do you know that brand?
I don't, but I'm gonna Google it.
So Lunia does like washable silk. This sounds so bougie. I'm so sorry. I don't want to sound like a a-hole right now. But Lunia, they do like washable silk PJs, and they have loungewear. And so this is a little combo set of theirs.
Oh, it's so cute. Yeah, I'm gonna need that.
Slippers.
Love it.
That's literally, that's me all day, every day, unless I'm working out. And I love it.
Amazing.
Good.
It's very cute. And then, do you just have a message to your fans right now? I mean, I know we're all trying to stay positive right now. Anything that you want to tell them, like a message of hope, maybe, perhaps?
Yeah, I want to say that, just reiterating what I said earlier, like, this is supposed to feel like an overreaction, because we don't want it to get to the point where, as we're seeing, major cities are being shut down and hundreds of people are testing positive. So the way we lower that curve is for us to stay home and do our part. And if we can, put politics aside, although it's very hard, I understand, because there are people who are actively responsible for where we're at right now. And do our part by staying home and, using the time to connect with your family, or if you want to get in shape, work out, or if you've been meaning to start that veggie garden like me, that's my plan. Out of this, you will come out hopefully healthy, and so will many other Americans. And then just support your first responders and support your. I've been trying to buy gift cards to small businesses online that I go to help them with that. I have some neighbors that are elderly. I left them notes and just dropped at the door going, if you need anything, please walk over, drop it at my door. So it's like, we're all in this together. I know it doesn't feel like we're connected, and I hope this is what America actually gets out of this, is you're not, it's not us and them. Like, if this virus has shown us anything, we are literally all connected. Yeah.
I love that. Well, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
You're just as magical as I knew that you would be. So I'm glad you finally got to talk. And hopefully once all this passes, we'll be back on set and we'll get to bring the
please, yes,
fun content.
Yes.
All right, stay safe. So give your son a big hug.
I will. Thank
Take
you,
care of
guys.
yourself.
Wash your hands. Stay safe.
Yes.
Be good.